What was going through your mind yesterday? What was the process that the school district went through yesterday when you decided to do a reversal on your masking policy?
Absolutely. So yesterday, um, the Eighth Circuit affirmed that individual students with disabilities may be entitled to masking as an accommodation. And earlier, Judge Pratt had ruled had made a ruling that said schools could utilize a mask mandate. Well, yesterday, the Eighth Circuit said that that ruling was too wide. And so it vacated that ruling yesterday, but it also has said that individual students with disabilities may be entitled to masking accommodation. So any mask requirements implemented by the school district must be tied to the individual needs of a student. So yesterday, the law was reverted back to where a universal mask mandate is no longer enforced by law. And so that's why the school district decided to do what it did. Earlier on in the year, our board crafted a policy that as long as they're in absence of a law, that we would follow the guidance of the CDC and the health department. Well, yesterday that law was vacated, which then in turn vacates our policy, which requires the district to move in the way that it did. And yesterday we were in consultation with our attorneys all day long to help us interpret that law, because this is a huge decision that we would not want to make on our own.
This decision is not a done deal, though. The lower court needs to provide more guidance according to what happened yesterday. So where does the district go from here?
So the district is currently following the law as it's written. So yesterday, the wide ruling to where a mask mandate could be put across the district was vacated. And so the Eighth Circuit kicked it back to the local courts to say, now, put some parameters back around students with disabilities and how that might affect individuals with disabilities. And that's exactly what's occurring. So in Davenport Community School District, we are proactively looking for areas where our students, if our students need a mask mandate in say a specific area, or students with disabilities, that did not go away yesterday. What did was the wide sweeping mask mandate, which is currently in line with the law, according to our legal counsel.
Give me a snapshot of what your schools look like today. I don't know whether you walked any of your schools in the Davenport Community School District, but students with masks, do you have a percentage? Do you know what the inside the classrooms look like?
Absolutely, and our students have the choice to wear masks, and we support the students' choices to wear masks. And so it varies by buildings, but we give our students that opportunity, and that's what occurred today.
What classrooms do have a mask mandate then?
Well, right now it's all dependent upon what individual student needs are. So if a team gets together and decides that this is what this student needs to be safe, then that's what we'll do. And that's exactly what the law right now requires of us. And in Davenport Community Schools, that's how we move forward with students with disabilities or health concerns. We convene a team that consists of the parent and members of the school district to ensure that our students are safe, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Speaking of parents, we've had a number of parents reach out to us, some of them happy and some of them very mad. In fact, one parent I know on our Facebook page, more than one parent, decided to pull their child out of school and decided to go back to online learning because of what happened yesterday and because of the decision by the Davenport School Board or School District.
Absolutely. The Davenport School Board is following the guidance of its attorneys, following the law that's set in the state of Iowa. And it's a very difficult, trying time. And you know, the fact that we are set up in Davenport Community School District with an online learning platform, students can still have a high quality education, and an online platform says a lot about our district. And so those options were there. As a leadership team, we met yesterday and really put forth the efforts so our families can transition the best that they can. And I'm very proud of our staffs for doing that. This is an incredibly difficult time. There are people on both sides of this issue, and our job as a school district is to make sure that we respond the best way for our students in accordance with the law.
What does the future look like? I mean, let's talk short term. We have, 6 months or less than 6 months until the end of the school year. You continue with the online learning, and what about next year? What does that school year look like?
Absolutely. You know what? If either you or I had a crystal ball and could predict that, we would be very rich people. But in absence of that, we know that the best education is face-to-face education. And so we are trying to do our best to get our students in front of our teachers inside of Davenport Community School District, because that's the finest education around. And so that's our goal. For students that are online, we do our best to accommodate, to ensure that they have everything they need to meet their educational goals.
Okay, would you like to add anything?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you for taking the time. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you for giving me the time. It's much appreciated.